This is Pearl. She's going to be our, I know. See, Pearl, say hi to the camera, huh? I know. We're having her in a little birdie burrito here because we're going to trim her wings. She's decided to be our model today. Yes, you're going to be our model. All right, so when we trim wings, we want to make sure when we trim wings that we're trimming the primary feathers. And I know we're going to give them glide, but not lift. So they still have a little bit of flight. And if we pull this wing out here, we're going to look at these primary feathers. These are the feathers right here. And then these little tiny feathers above are called coverts. And we're not going to clip those, but we are going to trim these. And I trim usually between 2 to 9 primary feathers, depending on what kind of flyer they are. Cockatiels are pretty good flyers, so we're actually going to take probably 6 of these today, but we need to check and make sure that they're not blood feathers, meaning brand new feathers. So we're going to count these feathers out. So we're going to go ahead and take 6. So Whitney's going to count them out.
6.
And then we have those 6 that we're going to trim, and we're going to trim below the coverts. But before we trim, we're going to make sure that there's no blood feathers. So we lift those coverts up and we look. And wow, lo and behold, we have found a blood feather. So we cannot trim that blood feather. So we're going to skip over that one and trim the others that are not blood feathers. So we got to make sure that we can actually see that.
Oh, what's going on? So that, all right, so these are good.
Yep.
That one's good.
Yep. So we're going to trim up to this point right here.
Okay.
So we're going to pull that one over.
Okay.
So we trim these first couple.
Okay.
So right below the covert, and we're not going to get the covert in there. There we go. We're going to trim that.
Okay.
We're going to skip the blood feather.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take our other ones, which are okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And brush the coverts back down and trim our other ones. There we go. So we have that trimmed on that side. Anytime we do a wing trim, we need to do both sides because otherwise they're going to be off balance when they fly. So we have to look at the other side. And so we're going to do the same thing with the other side. We're going to pull this wing out. And Whitney's going to count out her 6. And then we're going to lift up those coverts, look underneath, and lo and behold, usually if there's a blood feather on one side, there's going to be a blood feather on the other side too. So we've got that blood feather there. So that looks like, is that the second one, Whitney?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just coming in. So we're going to trim those 2.
Oh,
so
it's actually not even.
Oh, it's not even out
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, so we're going to skip over that.
Okay.
So we got 1, 2.
3.
That's actually 3, and this will be
Okay.
4, 5, and then 6.
Okay.
So we're going to put that one over. So we can trim that, stay away from that blood feather. So she's going to go ahead and trim. There we go. All set. And that blood feather hadn't grown out yet. And look at Pearl. So Pearl's all set now. I know. You're a little disheveled, but you okay, right? Yeah, tell me all about it. Yeah.